So you're watching the second video on inquiry hacks. A few pointers when it comes to the turnarounds. So with regards to turnarounds, you might already have seen my previous video on turnarounds. There are three types of turnarounds. So the turnaround to the self, the turnaround to the other, and finally the turnaround to the opposite. So the turnaround to the self is basically turning the statement towards yourself. Like, am I doing this to myself? Turnaround to the other is, am I doing to them what I think they're doing to me? Could it be? Turnaround to the opposite is, they didn't do what I thought they did. And for each of these turnarounds, we're encouraged to look for three specific, genuine examples. So the examples typically will be shown to you almost immediately. Like, he hurt me turns around to he didn't hurt me, and or let's say I hurt him, and instantly your mind will show you, proof for the opposite. Like, I hurt him actually in that situation, or he didn't hurt me in that situation. Um, so some things to keep in mind. One is, always see if you can find turnarounds from within the situation, from that specific moment in time. How is it that I hurt myself? Or how is it that I hurt him? Or how is it that he did not hurt me? And only if you can really not find any examples from within the situation, then I would say go outside. Where is it that he didn't hurt me? Where is it that I hurt him? And you're welcome to move outside that specific moment in time. And always look for three examples. Why? Because the mind already has plenty of proof for the original belief. You already have enough and more proof, evidence for that. This is looking at another possibility. Could it be, that it's not as true as I think it is? So it's like seeing through our own dogmas. So that is why we look for at least three. You can find more always, of course, but look for at least three specific, genuine examples from, ideally starting with that situation and then maybe more. The other thing is, some tips on how to find these examples. Think about your question one. Say you came up with a no in question one, or if not in one, in say two. Can I absolutely know that it's true and say I got a no? Think about, where did your no come from? And you can do that even in two, right? At two. When you're answering the question and the no comes, think about where your no came from. Your mind might have given you some evidence, or proof for the alternative, the opposite of what you believe to be true, right there in question two. So notice where your no came from, and that would give you some examples in the turnarounds. Another place to look for examples is in question four. You might have, when you think about who would you be without the thought, who would I be without the thought, and instantly you start to notice more about that situation that you might have missed when you're busy believing that thought onto it. So you start to, more details are revealed to you. You're suddenly more aware of how that person, how they were looking at you, or what they were actually saying, what they were literally saying in words. Because when we're caught up in the throes of a belief, we tend to, or at least I tend to, speaking from my own experience, I get very myopic. It's like, all I'm aware of is, this is it, this is my dogma, this is what I believe. And I'm not able to notice a lot of details get missed. What were they actually saying in words? What were they doing? Maybe they were actually doing something very generous for you, and it was completely missed because you're believing this thought onto this belief or story onto that situation. So usually in question number four, who would I be without this thought? A lot more is revealed to me about that situation, and those might serve as examples, when you come to the turnaround. turnarounds. So that's some easy ways to um, some pointers with regards to looking for turnarounds. Um, when it comes to the turnaround to the thinking, that's usually you can do that when it comes to judging your body or judging, let's say, for example, God or an object, um, or even a self judgment. For example, I'm a failure. So I would turn that around to my thinking. I would say my thinking is a failure about myself. Or say my body is fat. My thoughts are fat about my body. My thinking is fat um, about my body. So that's one way, and then you can find examples for that. So that's the turnaround to the thinking. So I hope this video was useful, and if it was, please do share.